Hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. I'm trying to get my camera set up. All right. Hello, knockouts. Tonya TKO here. And I'm doing this video real quick because, ever since my last video, I've been thinking about some of the things that we discussed during the last broadcast about trans women and womanhood, etc. And I've taken a few days to think about it, and something just has not sat right on my spirit. So I wanted to have another broadcast. So welcome in, everyone. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right. There's something about the last discussion that we had that just it's just, there was something about the last discussion that we had that just kind of, you know how something settles in over you and it just doesn't feel right. You feel this irritation in your soul and you don't know why, right? All right. Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a live show tonight where we're going to be discussing this whole trans woman thing, right? And so what I want you all to do is I want you to invite whomever it is that you feel can speak on the subject, because we're going to have a call-in show tonight. And I'm going to open up the phone lines and allow people to call in and express themselves, because the question is, are trans women women? And the thing that just hasn't sat right on my spirit is that there's something very toxic masculine about the way trans women are forcing themselves on us, attempting to force us to acknowledge that they are what we are, thereby minimizing who it is that we are, and also minimizing themselves. It's, if you think about what a woman is, right? And for a person to say, oh, I am a woman, it is disrespectful to the sacred space that women hold in any civilization. Women hold a very sacred space. And I am not saying that trans people do not have a right to live and a right to exist. My issue is in them attempting to bogard the space that you are in and saying, oh, because I have this feeling, I am that thing that you are, and you must acknowledge me as that thing, though biologically there's no proof, there's no scientific proof, there's no scientific evidence. There is nothing that is replicated across the board. Like if you were to say, oh, this thing is a thing, this thing is Negroid, this thing is female. There's scientific, there's evidence-based that every single person that identifies as that will have these characteristics. So besides a person having a feeling, and this person who has this feeling actually has, what experience do they have with actually being a woman and what being a woman feels like? Because you know how sometimes you go down a little rabbity hole. So I've been going down this rabbit hole of this thing called detransitioning. How many in here know what detransitioning is? Put up your hand if you know what detransitioning is. Put up your hand. Put up your hand. I want to see the hands. Brown hands, white hands, yellow hands. I want to see those hands. Everybody who got access to emojis, I want to see those hands in the comments if you know what detransitioning is, right? Because I went down a rabbit hole of, okay, so I see L811 is the first person that got their hand up. All right, come on, let me see them hands. Let me see them hands, right? Okay, Nelly got the hand up, Greasy, Kenya. Okay, so I want somebody to explain what detransitioning is. I want them to explain what detransitioning is. I want them to explain it, right? Listen, we're gonna have the call-in show tonight. We're just talking in comments right here. Okay, so look, there's more people who got their hands up. We're just talking right now, but what I want you to do is I want you to go to TonyaTKO.com/subscribe. I want you to go to TonyaTKO.com/subscribe. And I want you to join my mailing list because we're going to go live tonight and we're going to have this discussion. And when we get ready to go live, I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to send you an email. If you're not on my mailing list, you should have already. What you doing with your life? Someone can't find the black hand, so you can just put up your yellow hand then. So listen. I want you to join my mailing list because when I get ready to go live, I say maybe about an hour before I go live, I'm going to send you the message so that way if you're driving or getting ready to cook dinner or arguing with your mate or trying to find yourselves a mate, you know, desperate times are out here now, people on the trove. So whatever it is that you're doing, I'm going to send you a message an hour before we go live. That way you do not miss the broadcast. And we're going to be having this discussion. There were some people who were upset that I didn't have professional trans people on the line. Listen, I look. Those who were meant to be there on the last broadcast were there. Those who were not meant to be there wasn't. So I'm coming out early in the day. I'm telling you all, join the mailing list so that you will get the notification an hour beforehand, and then 5 minutes before we go live, I'll send you another notification to let you know to go get your phone lines ready, get your popcorn popped, and come over and let's have this discussion. Because this is my stance. And listen, I'm going to be woman enough to say I'm willing to alter my stance. I'm willing to learn and alter my stance because me personally, this is how I feel right now, right? I feel that trans people, and listen, this is coming from a person who has a transgender person in my family, right? A transgender child in the family. So I know firsthand that children come out very young and they know that something is different about them. They know that they feel a different way, right? They know that they feel more of an identification with certain things. Like a child, you don't have to tell a child, these are boys' clothes, these are girls' clothes. The child is going to naturally gravitate towards plaid or frills. They're gonna naturally gravitate towards blues or pinks, denim or satins. I don't know if children wear satins, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, right? Hello, welcome in everybody, welcome. So the child is going to naturally say, you know what? I don't necessarily want to play with this easy bake oven. I don't necessarily want to play with this. I feel more of a resonance towards the G.I. Joe. I don't want these barrettes and dilly-do bobs inside of my hair. I want my hair shorter, or I want my hair longer, or I'd like to play with colors, or I like mermaids and unicorns. The child is going to naturally gravitate. However, I personally feel that there is space for all of us in our own lane, right? And I feel that transgender people, that it would be most loving to themselves and everyone around if they would say, you know what? I am a unique thing. I am this. But what's ending up happening is they're not really using creativity. They're saying, oh, they're only two sexes, so I have to fit into either one of these categories. And I'm like, no, why not? Let me ask you all a question. Let's do a survey real quick. Okay. If transgender people said, you know what? I am in a unique category. I want you to call me Sher or Shim. Now some of those words can be disrespectful, but I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. Let's use Zim, right? Zer and Zim. Is that better? Or Z and Zim. So if they said, you know what, I want you to call me Zer, Zim, She, Z. I want you all to call me that, right? Because I am in this unique category. Would you have a problem with that? Put up the number 1 if you would have a problem with that. Put up a number 2 if you would not have a problem with that. So I want to see the numbers. If they were like, you know what, I am this unique creation. I am this unique creation. I would like for you to refer to me as Z and Zim and and these sorts of things, that they came up with their own vocabulary. So out of everyone, there's one person that says that they would have a problem with it, but all of the twos, so one is you have a problem with it, two is you don't have a problem with it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so most people are saying two, that they would not have a problem with it. Now, let me ask you this. So the numbers are going to be 3 and 4, right? And so Tatiana is saying, I don't need a unique category if I blend in with society. See, now that's the issue there. That's the issue. That's the issue. We're asking people who are non-trans whether or not they would have a problem with acknowledging trans people creating a new category for themselves and saying, this is the category that I'm in. So now we're going to do 3 and 4, right? So now if this trans person is saying, you know what? There are only 2 sexes, and I am going to identify as one of those 2 sexes, and you shall acknowledge me by he, she, her, or him, and I must get the same acknowledgement and the same consideration as the people of that gender. If you would have a problem with that, put up 3. If you would not have a problem with that, put up 4. I want to see the numbers. Okay, I'd love to see those numbers, right? So my whole thing is, it's not respectful to, okay, so most of the people are coming up with 3s. It's not respectful to a person's unique individual journey to say, you know what, I am not this unique thing. I am this other thing which has scientific and biological markers, right? So I am not this unique thing. I am this thing that already exists, of which I have no scientific based evidence that I am a part of. That's my thing. That's my thing. That's my thing. And so, you know what? We'll dive deeper into that. Tonight. So how many people here are on my mailing list? If you're on my mailing list, put up the number 5. If you're on my mailing list, put up the number 5. And Janie is saying not disclosing their true biology has unfortunately gotten a lot of trans people murdered. Okay, so Fila's on the mailing list, Emma's on the mailing list, RG, PJ, Jesus is putting up a 3. Okay, Princess Kenya, BP, Thankful. Okay, keep on putting up those 5s. I want to see how many of you are on my mailing list. Okay. And so somebody is saying not disclosing has gotten them killed. Is it the non-disclosure that has gotten them killed? I know that people can snap, right? So Swift and CC, or Sweetie and CC are on the mailing list. Okay. And someone is saying womanhood biological, it's social. Being female is biological. I don't understand that sentence, so you might need to expound upon that, because a woman is a scientific label for an adult human female. That's what a woman is. A mare is an adult human. A mare is an adult female horse. A foal is a child horse. You know, a stud is a, what do they, the adult male horses are called studs, right? I believe that's what they call, but don't. All I'm saying is we have biological names that associate with animals in their different stage, right? Woman is not a social construct. Woman is not a social construct. Woman is a name. Tell me how, look, feminine can be a social construct. Feminine. But the word woman, show me how the word woman is a social construct. Show me how. Show me how. Well, welcome, Tums, or I think that's your name. Welcome to the family. Stallion is an adult male horse. Okay. Stallion is an adult male horse. Okay. Every species has females. Exactly. Exactly. And the younger female, the younger male is called a certain thing. The one that has come into puberty is called another thing. Woman is a term. So see, part of my issue, and we'll talk about this tonight, part of my issue is that trans women are being very male in attempting to force themselves onto women. And I think that it is a great travesty that there are people that are allowing people who are biologically male to continue to encroach upon our spaces and force themselves onto us. And in their male minds, they can't even see how they are forcing themselves onto us and not cooperating. Like I was in arguments with people in my comments that female nature is naturally cooperative. Can women be catty? Yes. Can women compete for men? Yes. Those are evolutionary tactics that are much different than the sociological driving forces of women. And in comparison to the males of the species, right? Right. So because of testosterone, because of socialization, human males are naturally more aggressive. They naturally are more inclined for competition. The females of our species are naturally more inclined for cooperation. And this is why you don't see these same types of conversations coming from trans men attempting to be in male spaces. Like, if you remember, I did that podcast. And for those of you who don't know about my podcast, I have a podcast. If you go to my website, TonyaTKO.com, and click on podcast, there's an area right there. You can contribute to my show monthly. When you join at the platinum level, you get to submit audio to be used in upcoming podcasts, etc. But my podcast is there. And last year, I talked about these trans women who volleyed for Always Maxi Pad to remove the female symbol from the packaging. And you know the female symbol with the circle and then the line and the line across? That symbol is actually a really old symbol that where it was founded, I don't know, but I know that the fertility goddess has the same symbol. If you look at the African fertility goddess, she has a circle head, and she has the body and the two little arms. That's actually the uterus. There's the uterus, and then the fallopian tubes are the two things that stick out. So it's like Always Maxi Pads has removed the female symbol from their packaging. They petitioned, or what is it? Black Girls Rock was called out. I'm not sure if an actual lawsuit was filed, but they were called out for not honoring trans women trans girls, and having no trans women on the panel. So they were lambasted for not honoring trans girls, not having trans women on the panel, right? Not only that, there was someone who called in and said that there was a battered women's shelter in her area, a historic battered women's shelter in Canada, that lost their funding because they did not want to allow biological males in the battered women's shelter. So they lost their governmental funding because this trans rights group petitioned the government, right? And so, listen, somebody's saying, why would they remove it? They can't even use it. Listen. And you know what? The last time when we had this conversation, we were talking about female vloggers who one is on the side of trans women are women. Then the other one is on the side of trans women being allowed into our spaces, actually masculinizes Black women. And both people were on either side. This is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. Anybody who would attempt to call a trans woman a woman doesn't have respect for what a woman actually is. You don't have respect for womanhood. You don't have respect for the unique and special place that women hold in the continuation of every species. Women are the gatekeepers for human life. When it comes to evolution, we are the way that we are because of women's choices. Because women decided that they liked men who were a third larger than they are. So therefore, we have men who are a third larger than we are. Women have different biological functions. A woman can smell your immune system. A woman can you know how like some of you ladies out there will use the number 6. This is for XX chromosome people only. We're going to use the number 6, right? If you have ever had an ex-boyfriend and the smell of his sweatshirt, like you like taking his clothes or his sweatshirt because of the smell of it, or you've met a person and you were just really just kind of turned off from their aroma. Put up a number 6 if this has ever happened to you. Put up a number 6 if this has ever happened to you. If you've ever liked sleeping on your man's side of the bed because it smells like him. If you enjoy smelling his sweatshirt and being in his scent. Put up a number 6 if you've ever done that. Okay, so the 6s are coming through. If you're a woman and you've never done that, put up a 7, right? The discussion will take place in Eastern Standard Time. I have not said what time it will take place, so this is why you need to join my mailing list, because when it happens, it's only going to be about an hour. I'm going to give you all an hour heads up, so you need to join my mailing list. So Nellie is saying this has never happened to her. All right. All right, so Kimmy, this has never happened to Kimmy, but most other women, this has happened to, right? PJ, I thought you were male. I didn't know that you were a woman, PJ. This question is for XX chromosome people only. So women can smell your immune system. We have the olfactory senses to be able to smell when a person is a good immunological match for us. Right? When a person is a good match for us, if their immune system and our immune system will produce a child that has a superior immune system, we can smell that right off the bat. If a person's immune system is too close or too similar to your own, you'll be repulsed by them. You'll smell them and you'll be like, You'll be like, I can't, And that's just nature's way of saying that's just not a person that you should mate with. This helps you eliminate people who are family members, people whose immune system is too close to yours. It helps you eliminate them right off the bat, right? So yes, pheromones are a thing, yes. However, I'm talking about XX chromosomers' unique ability to be able to smell smell a mate's immune system. So the immune system and the pheromones are different things, right? PJ, I didn't know that all of this time. I guess PJ just is that masculine sounding acronym, PJ. All right, so listen, everybody, get yourself ready for the conversation that we're going to have tonight. Think of your talking points. Think of what it is that you'd like to express. And one thing that I'd like for you to do is have an open mind. One thing that you all will notice that I do is I challenge people's points of views, whether I agree with them or not. If you call in, I challenge your point of view because it needs to be airtight. If you're going to have an argument, I want your argument to be airtight. Hola Pedro. Hola means God, right? I don't know what Pedro means. This is my first time seeing that suffix on a name. Oh, so Miss Molly is going to be, it's not going to be after midnight. I'm sorry. It's not going to be that late. We're going to try to have it early. And then so somebody is saying that, hey, Leslie, welcome. What is work looking like for you now, Leslie? Holla, I want to know what's going on with everybody out there. So somebody is saying that they're looking for a way to transplant uteruses, right? Okay, so Jamila's talking about trans women physically fighting biological women. All right. So love, live, life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen. So personally, and this is what I said during the last broadcast, that I believe that trans women are actually being used for a larger agenda. And somebody called in and was saying that when we say things about an agenda, it takes away the autonomy of human beings. And I'm like, no, human beings are often used for other people's agenda. Just like the people in Nazi Germany, all of these people had autonomy, but they were still used for a eugenics agenda that was implemented by some madman who was at the helm, right? And I personally feel that this is an opportunity because people know how important women are. We are the keepers. We are the keepers of the uterus. We are the keepers of the gate for humans, for all children to come onto this earth. And so I believe what they're attempting to do is they're attempting to try to figure out a way, because listen, if you are thinking of it, trust and believe there's some diabolical mind that has already thought of it, right? And so they want to think of a way to create human beings in the laboratory. And trans women is their ticket to be able to do that. And trans women are so caught up in the flurry of wanting to have what they want that they are not really thinking about the larger picture. They're like, oh, I'm a woman, I feel like a woman, right? And somebody's saying we should look up the island of Lesbo. Why? Why do we need to look up the island of Lesbo? How does that relate to the conversation? How does that even relate? So transplant uteruses and artificial uteruses, if you need all of that, then you're not meant to reproduce. You know what? I don't think that there is a scientist alive. Look, they could barely do a damn face transplant. I don't believe that there's a scientist alive that can transplant a uterus and have that uterus be able to support human life inside of a body that was not meant to carry life. Because the process of giving birth, the process of carrying, anybody in here who is a mother or who has access to a woman who has been pregnant, you know that there are all types of processes. Like, this human body is an amazingly designed machine. And how the mammaries produce milk, and how food is passed through the umbilical cord, and how the uterine lining is used to supplement nutrients and also provide. Listen, it's there's back and forth communication between the placenta, the mother, and the fetus, and man does not have the ability. Man doesn't have the ability to be able to foster that. However, they have created sheep in laboratory, and I think that they are attempting to look for ways to be able to further the production of some sort of laboratory wombs, right? Some sort of laboratory wombs to be able to create humans artificially in the lab, right? And TLC got a new show called My Husband is Pregnant. Yes, but that person is biologically female. So the person transitioned, and then when they decided that they wanted to give birth, and you see, so this is the thing. Just like the blackfishing on Instagram, it's like it's all well and good, when you want to say that you're a certain thing, you want to put on the dark makeup. But when the police pull you over, then all of a sudden you wanna go knock the curls out your hair. You'd be like, "Oh, officer, I'm from," and then you start naming, white areas that you're from, showing pictures of your white parents. It's like, if you're going to say that you're a thing, there's no going back. But the fact that people want to traverse the line and go back and forth and be like, "Oh, well, now that it suits me, I want to use my uterus. Now that it suits me, I want to take part of this biological miracle." I just listen. So, listen. Nonetheless, so if you all are ready for the conversation, make sure that you're on my mailing list. Let me see those numbers. If you didn't vote before, let me see those numbers. Who is on my mailing list? Let me see. Put up the number 5. You're on my mailing list if you didn't already vote. And so McCadden is saying, I love watching you. Thank you. I love having you all here. And so listen, we're going to come out tonight. I'm going to give you an hour heads up. So make sure that you're on my mailing list. And we're going to be talking about this whole trans woman thing. And okay, so all right, Beauty, Tina, RG, you voted already. Joanna, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, Nakia, Christopher, and A is saying, what? You lost in the sauce, baby. Just get with the program. We need to bring back the crazy hospitals. No, I don't think, you know what? Listen. I honestly, this is how I feel. 5 is if you're on my mailing list. This is how I honestly feel. I honestly feel that every single transgender person is suffering from some form of mental unwellness. This is how I feel. I'm open to being corrected, but I can imagine that if a person feels as if they were born in the wrong body, that there has to be some sort of mental unwellness, some psychological unwellness that comes along with that. That you cannot be mentally healthy and sound and be suffering with that type of crisis of identity. That's how I personally feel, and I'm open to hearing how other people feel about that. Right? Why do think mental wellness? That's not even a sentence, but maybe you can try again so we can understand. I thought they want to attract the gender they prefer dating. No, it's more than just that. It's having a feeling on the inside that you are a different gender. And these types of things start showing up very early on with children. I do believe that transgenderism is real. I do believe that because I've seen a child struggle with feeling a certain way and not really being able to represent in the way they feel and being told that they cannot represent this way. People, you know what I mean? So I do believe that it's real. I don't think that it's fake. I mean, some people are faking it, yes. But for the most part, I do believe that there are people who feel that they were born in the wrong body. But just because you feel that you were born in the wrong body, does that mean that you are a thing that biologically you are not, and that we must acknowledge that you are scientifically a thing that scientifically you cannot prove that you are? So I'm going to say this. Some of you are just coming in because I'm going to be jumping out of here. This is what we're doing. We're having a discussion tonight. We're going to be talking about, and so body dysmorphia. No, isn't it body dysmorphia? Is it dysphoria? Dysphoria is what it's called, right? When you feel that your body is not representing how you want it to. Isn't that dysphoria, body dysphoria? I thought that's what it was, right? And so what we're doing is we're going to come back tonight and we're going to have a conversation tonight. And so Matthew is saying at the end of the day, this entire convo and video is invalid, talking about a group of people, talking about a community that none are a part of. And so, listen, and I completely agree with that. That's why I'm doing this video early, so that you all can gather up all of the transgender people that you want to be a part of the conversation. I'm not going to force anybody to be a part of a conversation. If people want to be a part of the conversation, let them come. The phone lines will be open. So to say that the conversation is invalid because other people chose not to show up, we're still going to have the conversation whether people choose to show up or not. If you want your voice to be heard, if you want to represent and hopefully bring some understanding or some clarity, if you are able to bring that clarity. But if there's a group of people that feel that they cannot bring that clarity and they decide not to come because they know that there's an air of confusion about whether or not there is any substantiation to their beliefs, gender dysphoria, okay, that's what it's called. That's what it's called. So listen, Michael and all of the naysayers who are here, I don't like bitchy energy. I don't like it from women. I don't like it from men. I don't like disempowered victim energy. I don't like it. It repulses me. It turns me off. So I'm saying here and now, go bring your people. Is there something wrong with what I'm saying? Is what I'm saying unfair? You know what I'm saying? Is it not balanced? I want to know if what I'm saying is not balanced. Am I saying no, don't come to the table, or am I saying please come to the table? And still, see, this is what I'm saying. There's certain energies that I'm gonna resonate with. I don't resonate with certain energies because certain energies are perpetually the victims. And it's like all you have to do is do your part. And it's like, do your part. Okay, so thank you. Thank you. All I'm saying is do your part. I'm giving people more than an 8-hour heads up. What time is it right now on the East Coast? Somebody tell me the time on the East Coast. Tell me the time on the East Coast right now. I know it's after 10 in the morning, but I don't know if it's before 1 p.m. My birthday is coming up, so I'm getting ready to go out and get myself a birthday gift. Okay, so it's 12:49 on the East Coast. So I'm giving people an 8-hour heads up. If you cannot gather up however or whoever it is that you need to gather up within 8 hours, then you didn't want to come to the conversation. It's as simple as that. I've already done told people what it is that they need to do. What do people need to do to become a part of the conversation? We're going to go live, and I told people that I will give you an hour's notice. Right? I'll give you an hour's notice. I'm going to send you a message on the mailing list and you can come over. The conversation is going to be had. The conversation is going to be had. So be a part of it because hopefully we can come to some common ground. Exactly. Get on the mailing list. Go to TonyaTKO.com. There's 2 different ways to jump on the mailing list. If you go to TonyaTKO.com, there is an area right there that says join the family. There's a little arrow that points up. You can click in and join the mailing list that way. You can send a message on the contact page and click 1 to join the mailing list, or click the box to join the mailing list. You can go to TonyaTKO.com/subscribe and join the mailing list. It's not that difficult. It's very easy. Just go put your name and your email address in. It's as simple as that. And so there's an interview with a trans woman who called out the trans agenda, saying they're taking things too far and should not be forcing their views on people. Well, listen, everyone has an opinion. And so just like that trans person has that opinion, there are other trans people who have different opinions. So the world is built of all of these people with different opinion. And I just wish that there could be some sort of way that we could find some common ground. You know what I mean? I wish that we could find some common ground where we could be like, you know what? Let's find a way to work with one another. But there's a reason why women are not resonating with people forcing their way into women's spaces. There's a reason. All right, so listen, on that note, go on and get out of here. I'm about to jump out and go get myself a birthday gift. I'm getting myself a fitness watch for my birthday. I've been wanting one and I've been skirting around the idea, and I wanted to get one off of Amazon and just have it delivered, but Amazon does not have the watches with the warranty. So they're trying to sell an international version without a warranty. And somebody's saying some of them hate women. I don't think that that's possible. I don't think it's possible. Unless you hate, if you want to, how can you say that you're a woman and then hate women? Are you a woman or are you not a woman? Is it possible to hate women and want to be a woman? Is it? I mean, is that even really hate, or is it jealousy, or is it something else? It's something. It's something. All right. So let me ask this question. So the number is going to be 8. This is going to be the 8, right? If you know somebody who is in the trans community that can come and be a part of tonight's call-in show, put up the number 8. If you know a person who is in the trans community who can be a part of the show, put up a number 8. Let me get a sense for how many people I need to drink more water. I need to drink more water. I'm stammering. Let me get a sense for how many people have access to trans people who are able to speak on the subject. Put up a number 8. Let's see if we have. So I don't see any 8s yet. So there's a little bit of a delay. So I'll give you all a moment. All right. So T Ford is a person who has access. And 1717 says, I would really like Kate Black to show up. Well, you know what? You can reach out to Kat Black. And Fumelia is saying, will it be a safe space? You know, different people consider different things to be safe. I can only control my portion. You know, I have admins. However, this is a charged conversation. Yes, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the Galaxy Fit. I think they're up to the 3 now, I think. But that's the one that I want to get. And so, no, listen, I don't know if safe space equals coddling, but different people are triggered by different things. My show is always fair. You know, I am fair on the airwaves. And so Black is saying, I can post it on my FB page. I have some friends that I think would like to join. Okay, so you know what? If you all will post it on your Facebook page, that would be cool. Oh, T.S. Madison. Okay, I don't have a direct contact to T.S. Madison, but if you do, by all means, the 3 is coming out in August. Oh, Lord, it is August. Don't tell me that, because then I'm not going to get the 2, because I want the more advanced version. Listen. Oh my goodness. Now you've disrupted my day. You've disrupted this. I'm just gonna now I don't know what to do. Somebody say TS is problematic to biological Black women. You know, I caught a little bit of the TS and Kaya show, and there was a lot of messiness on the show. However, you know, oh my goodness, that was my birthday gift to myself. Now I gotta wait for my birthday gift. And listen, are you absolutely sure it's coming out in August? Are you 100% positive? Funky Geneva is male. What are you talking about? He's a guy who dresses up and mocks Black women. All right. I'm gonna wait for the 3. So listen, let's do another survey. The numbers are going to be 9 and 10. All right, the numbers are going to be 9 and 10, okay? All right. If you are willing to have an open conversation and get a deeper level of understanding for yourself and be able to help provide other people with a deeper level of understanding, if you are willing to hear other people out, put up the number 9. I want to see how many open-minded people. You know what? I've seen Funky Geneva's stuff years ago because I had a gay male friend who sent me one of his videos, and I asked him to please not send me any more. I hope that answers your question. If you are not willing to hear people out and you're rigid in your views and you want to fight, put up the number 10. I want to see who is willing to hear versus who wants to fight. Okay? So 9 for if you're willing to hear, 10 if you want to fight and buck against the system and you're not really willing to hear people out and you don't want to hear it. Some people don't want to hear it. Look, some people just don't want to hear it. When it comes to content, I'm more cerebral. I'm a sapiosexual, so I think very deeply. And so the people who are attracted to my content are going to be people who like to unpack certain ideas. Like I don't give surface stuff over here. And you don't see me just coming out attacking people. You don't see me doing that over here. I try to come at things from an intellectual standpoint. This is why I challenge people who call on the phone, whether I agree with you or not. I still challenge you to help you sharpen your argument. So that's what I do. All right. So why don't you all do this? Okay, I'm gonna wait for the number 3. I'm gonna do some more research because I was searching for it, but I did not see that it was going to be out in August. That's why I was like, okay, let me go get this now. All right. So I like to be enriched and I like my soul to feel fulfilled. There's not many people that I listen to. I do listen to some people, but I don't listen to everyone. And there are some so Melanie is saying, or Melanin, do men have the same pushback or conversation of acceptance of trans men, or is this only place women accept? Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because you can see a penis, and because men are very protective of their penis, and because the penis is integral to sex and procreation, as well as what holds the sperm, a man is going to be like, listen, you don't have a dick. You are not a man. Don't even try it. And if you are a man, pull out your dick. And if you're pulling out something rubber, or something pink in your pants, you have this little vibrate, it's not going to work. They're going to be like, ha, 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 right? But people don't respect the womb enough to be like, you know what? Let me hail the womb. I know that I don't have a womb, but it's men's arrogance. It's the arrogance of men that make them feel like, I don't need to have an effing womb to be considered a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be a woman whether I got a womb or not. I could be a woman whether I was socialized as a boy or not. I could be a woman whether or not I have to be on a lifelong cocktail of female hormones because my body doesn't naturally produce them. Listen, speaking of which, I saw this one detransitioning video where this guy was like, so he transitioned into female, right? And when he transitioned into female, he said that he did not like the plumpness on his cheeks, that he felt he lost his jawline. He lost that chiseled jawline. And this mother effer detransitioned because not liking the female hormones, not liking listen, I hear men all the time talking about, oh, if I was a woman, I would be effing and making all this money. I would be the queen courtesan. I'd be a prostitute of all prostitutes. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. Not once that oxytocin gets in on your ass. Once that estrogen hits you, you ain't going to be doing all of that. You're going to be wanting to be cuddled up someplace, holding on to someone's strong arm and wanting them to protect you. That's what you're going to be doing. Once that oxytocin hits your ass, once that estrogen gets on you and you feeling all emotional, that cortisone crap is going to go right out the window. So nonetheless, this man, because he's back to being a man again, because what he liked was he liked his masculine jaw with the makeup on. Now, he looked pretty as a girl. He had the nice puffy cheeks. He looked young, plump, and vibrant, right? He looked pretty as a girl. But he didn't like the puffy cheeks, right? He didn't like the puffy cheeks. What he wanted is he wanted to have that fierce. I can't do it because my face is so puffy. He wanted that. I can't do it. He wanted that that chisel, that masculine chisel. He wanted that hard jaw, right? But when that estrogen got in on his ass and made him soft, he got some dimples. He started getting some dimples in his thighs. He did not want that shot. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. He said, to hell with it. I ain't a woman. He went and detransitioned. He detransitioned once that estrogen got in on his ass. And he was up there weeping. Listen. He was up there weeping. When that estrogen got in on his ass and he was over there weeping, the mother ever said, no, no. Let me ask you ladies something. How many of you ladies just weep for no reason every month? You just weep. Put up 11 if you weep for no reason. If you don't weep for no reason, put up a 12. I want to see the numbers. If you just weep for no reason, put up an 11. If you just, sometimes you just weep. You're watching a commercial. I remember one day there was this commercial. There was this commercial of this little boy. He was running through the ghetto, and he got off the school bus, or he was coming from school, and there were all these drug dealers and stuff out there, and he was running home. He was running home with his school bag, and I saw this commercial, and I just started to weep. I just started to weep because the boy had to run home. But you know what? This is just one of the beauties. This is just one of the beauties of being a woman. Let me ask you all, how many of you ever just saw your mama weep for no reason? Like your mama was just there and she just began to weep. Put up a 13. If your mama just, somebody named Breezy F Baby. Are you a woman, Breezy? This is for XX women only. This is for XX. And XX is the chromosome. Okay. If you never saw your mother weep, because you know many of us are black, some of these black mamas, you just listen. So 14. Put up 14 if you never saw your mama weep for no reason. I want to know. So 13 is for your mama weep, 12 is if you never weep, and 11 is for if you... Nia said my mom is mannish. Help me, please. Help me. I can't. Help me, please. Help me, Lord have mercy on me. I can't. This girl, wait, don't do your mama like that. Send me a Facebook invite. I want to see your mama. And I'm going to tell on you. Send me a Facebook friend request. I'm going to tell on you. You wrong for that. You wrong. This girl said her mother was mannish. I can't. You call your mother mannish. What's wrong with you? This world that made your mother hard. You need to have some empathy for her. I know, just straight disrespectful. Call your mother mannish. That is so inappropriate. That is so inappropriate. That is so inappropriate. I can't believe we had to be a witness to this. So inappropriate. So we're doing a survey right now for the people who just came in. If you are an XX chromosome woman, and sometimes you just weep for no reason, you put up an 11. If you don't weep for no reason, put up a 12. If you've seen your mama weep, put up a 13. If you've never seen your mama weep for no reason, put up a 14. Those are the numbers. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. And someone is saying your skin is gorgeous, Tonya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So 11 and 13, 14. Oh Lord, you know what? It's because Black women, we don't have enough safe spaces to weep. You know what I mean? I remember when I saw my mother weeping for no reason once. As a child, I felt so bad, you know, because I just didn't know why my mother was sad. But then I just realized that it's just a part of being a woman, you know? After I saw that commercial and I began to weep, it was like a Boys and Girls Club commercial. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this, but it was a commercial. It came out like in the 90s or the 80s, something like that. No, it couldn't have been the 80s because no, it had to be because I would have been too young. You know, I wasn't born until the 80s. So it had to be 90s after puberty. And the boy was running home from school, and he there was like so many gangsters in the neighborhood, and he had to run because he didn't want people to know that he was educating himself. And I saw that commercial and I just began to cry for him, even though I knew it was just a commercial. It just was so sad. It was just so sad. It was so sad. But nonetheless, listen, you all, thank you all for coming out for this video, which was supposed to be a brief video, but you all kept me entertained, and now it is an hour later. Oh Lord, so Demi's only seen her mother cry twice. See, that's part of the issue. We as Black women, we don't really have enough spaces to be soft. And so Mary J. Blige's song made yours truly cry. I can't remember when was the last time a song made me cry. After my mother's death, Journey to Atlantis used to bring me to tears, from the Isley Brothers. Can I go on my way without you? Oh, how will I know if I go on my way without you? Let it be so. Set sail with me. My mother loved the Isley Brothers. Misty lady, set my spirit free. Knew something to find, and though I leave another behind, I'll always come back to you. All right, listen. We only got 2 more minutes before we get up to the hour, so I'm going to get out of here because I was not even planning on being on here this long. This is what I need you all to do. Come to my website, TonyaTKO.com. On the front page, you can join the mailing list that way. You can go to TonyaTKO.com/subscribe. You can join the mailing list that way. There are links below to my website. You can also send me a message on the website, and there's a way to join the mailing list that way. You can get a free copy of my Relax MP3. You can join the mailing list by downloading a free copy of that. So you get a gift when you join the mailing list. So there's many, many, many different ways to join the mailing list. If you go to the shop, if you go to TonyaTKO.com, click on shop, you'll see the Relax MP3, the free Relax MP3. You could get a free copy of that for joining the mailing list, and I will send you all a message tonight, an hour before. Oh wow, Butterfly. What is? Oh, is that? I was thinking Pretty Wings. What song are we talking about? Butterfly. I don't know that song. MC Butterfly. But nonetheless, I will give you a message an hour before we come out for the mailing list, and make sure you invite any of your trans people who are interested in having a conversation. And thanks, and Zinga. So put HTTPS in your description for the mailing list. Okay, I'll do that. As soon as we get off of here. I'll even put it in the comments. But I need to, because this is my old channel. If you're not on my new channel, the new channel is at Tonya TKO TV. That's the channel that I upload content on most often. And on that note, I'm going to go jump into a cool shower and just relax. And I'm going to be doing some work on my website today and getting ready, because I know what I want to do. Somebody's about to go listen to the Isleys. I know my off-key singing, or maybe my off-key singing made you have that desire. Oh, it's 5:20. It's 59:28. We got to get out of here because I don't like going above the hour. So I will see you all tonight. Make sure that you join the mailing list so that you get the the notification, because you know YouTube subscribes and all that other stuff to people. So just make sure that you're on my personal mailing list, and I will see you all later. All right, peace, everyone. Tonight we're talking about trans issues.